Hello, everyone, and welcome back. And happy Pride Month! Yes, it is Pride. As of this recording, it is June 6th, exactly 1 month before my birthday. And I wanted to have something out for June 1st, like a video or something, but that just didn't happen. And I know I've been gone for a few weeks since I recorded my reaction to episode 1 of Wizards of Waverly Place, the Crazy 10-Minute Sale, but I have been working hard on some new music. I'm diligently working on my album, and I also released a new song. On June 1st, I released my new song alongside its instrumental, Freebird. This is a charity song that I created for Pride Month. It is a pop rock anthem with musical theater influence. I wrote the song in April, if I remember correctly, and I recorded the first demo the same month. A vocal demo, but a demo nonetheless. I then put that into Suno AI, got an instrumental, also a vocal, which sounds so much like me, I almost can't even tell the difference myself. The main vocals, I should say. I wanted to create my own Born This Way. Born This Way by Lady Gaga is great, and it's been around for 15 years now. But I had something I wanted to say. This song is completely all-inclusive. It does not mention any minority community. It is simply about anyone who has ever felt othered in this world at any time in a negative manner. And I'm not talking about the normies. I'm talking about the people who have been treated like garbage just because they don't fit some idea of what a norm is. It's to the people who have felt silenced. The original song is 3 minutes, 6 seconds long. It pays tribute to all of us. Now, when I finished the song and had it completed, every time I listened to it, I felt there was something missing. It reaches a peak, and then it goes into the spoken outro. And I kept feeling there needed to be more. So once I released the song on Bandcamp, I realized I needed to do something more. Something needed to be added. So that night, on June 1st, I decided to write a full bridge and final chorus. The bridge did not exist, but I wrote it in 5 minutes. The words just came to me, so I made an extended version. It took me 4 separate recording sessions to actually finish the song because it's very vocally complex. It's not a song that I can sing live, and if I do, it's not going to be easy. But this song has even more meaning to it. I'm going to leave a link to the song in the description, but I'm also going to show you the actual cover art. And here it is. As you can see, the background is the all-inclusive pride flag. However, and this is some behind-the-scenes knowledge, I drew the pride flag myself. I looked it up online and drew every part of it in Adobe Fresco. At first, I only did the primary pride flag, the rainbow, but then I was like, you know what? I want to include as many groups as possible, as many people as possible, so I decided to do the entire all-inclusive pride flag. And the colors that you see are all the exact RGBs for each color. I didn't guess. I wanted to make sure I had the exact color scheme. So it's not just an image from Google. I drew every part of it myself. Now you see the bird in the middle? It's not just any bird. It's from the avian family corvid. Within that family includes birds such as crows, ravens, magpies, and others. But this bird, this is a raven or a crow with creative liberties taken by me. I wanted to make sure it stood out. But it's not just any crow or raven. It actually has significance. And something really cool that I did by mistake, it's just something that happened, is I made it look like it's 2 birds in one. These darker colors actually make it look like there's a baby bird and there's an adult bird in one. It's like an amalgamation. And I thought that was cool because I did not intend that, but it just became that. And I was like, you know what? It works. Now, when it comes to the significance, it represents and symbolizes the Celtic triple goddess, the Morrigan. If you wish to know more about this triple goddess, I highly encourage you to check the Patreon, specifically the Bard tier, which is $10 and no 7-day free trial. And there's a very good reason for that, where you will get the full breakdown. While, yes, you can find out from Google, I highly encourage you to check out the Patreon because I go into detail about the message and meaning behind this song. Let's just say it's a retaliation to what is currently going on in the world, and I wanted to make a fight song. I was just feeling it. So from June 1st to June 5th, I did recording sessions for the bridge and final chorus. I'm going to tell you all here when that version is coming out right now. The extended version of Freebird will be released on July 1st, 2026. The reason being is because Pride doesn't end at 23:59 on June 31st. For those of you who do not know 24-hour time, that is 11:59 p.m. Pride is all year long because we don't just exist for 1 month. With this extended version, it goes hard. It is a true protest, a true fight. And I wanted to make sure that everyone feels strength within them. Now, this song is a charity song, as I mentioned earlier. You may be wondering, how is this a charity song? Well, I'll tell you. Clicking the link in the description will bring you to the page. For every purchase of the song, 3/5 of the proceeds will go to a nonprofit organization that I approve of that fights for human rights. The song is $8 USD, so 3/5 of that is $4.80 USD. As a disclaimer, international donations are adjusted based on currency conversion fees. The charities can include the ACLU, the American Civil Liberties Union, the Trevor Project, the Human Rights Campaign, HRC, BIPOC Support Foundation, Native Ways Federation, and more. You can choose your charity when purchasing, or you can leave it up to me. There is a very important note. I will be doing background checks on the charities that are requested. No money will be sent until that check is done. If I disapprove of your request, I have every right to refund your purchase if your requested charity violates my ethical, moral, and inclusive standards. So yes, that means no right-wing charities like Turning Point USA, the Heritage Foundation, Log Cabin Republicans, and so on. You're probably wondering what I mean by the Log Cabin Republicans. The Log Cabin Republicans is the nation's largest and oldest organization representing LGBTQ plus conservatives and their straight allies who work to promote inclusion within the Republican Party while advocating for traditional GOP values like limited government and fiscal discipline. Now you're probably wondering why I'm excluding them, because they are actually going against the LGBTQ community. They are the pick-me's of the LGBTQ community. They literally campaign against their own best interests by associating with a party that literally is violating our rights as minority communities. And we have seen what happens when gay Republicans get into office. They are truly against our community. They are not fighting for us. They're not fighting for us at all. And no money will be going to them. Now, let me get back to the point of the 3/5 contributions. That is a very specific contribution. It actually references the United States Constitution. Back in 1787, there was a constitutional convention. Two very important pieces of the Constitution were created that year. The 3/5 Compromise, or as properly titled, the Constitutional Compromise of 1787, was an agreement made so that way the southern states, otherwise known as the slave states, would be able to count the enslaved population as 3/5 of a person. Since black people could not vote, they were not counted as a person by the Union. So what was this agreement for? It was to give more power to the southern states because they were whiny little bitches. Yes, they were whiny little bitches. They wanted to be able to count the enslaved populations as part of the population so they could have more representation in Congress. But that didn't sit well with the Union. They didn't want to do that because black people couldn't vote. So the compromise was that the enslaved population would be counted towards the representative population, but not the voting population. That is why the 3/5 compromise exists. The enslaved were counted as 3/5 of a person. This was in July of 1787. But then comes September of 1787. This was when the Electoral College was introduced. For 2 months, the framers could not agree on how to hold elections due to the constitutional compromise. Because let me tell you something. These two agreements did not get ratified until 1788. But for 2 months, the framers couldn't agree on how to apply the constitutional compromise to voting for president. Prior to this, every single state got one vote for president. That was it, one vote. But that's where the Electoral College comes in. Framers decided that every state would get a minimum of 3 electoral votes. That means 2 senators and 1 representative. Every state got that. And currently, the only states and territories that have 3 electoral votes are as follows: District of Columbia, Alaska, Delaware, Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, Vermont, and Wyoming. What this means is that each of these states is considered one congressional district, while they have multiple state districts for the state senate and state house. This actually makes these states more powerful than all the other states combined. It's based on population. Non-citizens are counted towards representation in Congress. That's what the census is for, to determine representation. Now, I'm not always going to be political because that's not what my content is. Because this isn't political, this is educational. So the reason for the 3/5 of the proceeds for this song is my version of reparations. This is me taking a highly racist piece of our history in the USA and giving back what was taken. It's not much, but it's something. If I want to leave a mark, any form of mark in my life, it's this. Now, this isn't just going to last for the month of June. This is a perpetual charity song. Now, you are going to get a bonus when you purchase this song. You are going to get the instrumental version for free, which means for every purchase, you get the instrumental version free. No independent purchase for that. However, if you want the extended version with the bonus instrumental, which will be released on July 1st, that will be an individual purchase, and that'll be $2 USD extra, meaning $10 USD. After all, you're getting over a minute more of a song, so I think that's only fair. Plus, it's also more money for charity. So that's why I've been gone and why I haven't recorded anything for Patreon or YouTube. I needed to make this announcement this way because if I applied it to my other video that I planned to record, this would have been way too long. Because I am going to be doing a double feature. And because I'm not streaming this, it wouldn't make sense to add this video into that video. So if you are interested, please go and check out Freebird. Choose a nonprofit organization, and it will be donated in your name as long as I approve of the nonprofit organization. I will not be sharing the song here on YouTube, but it is available on my Patreon. And since you're already paying to access the Patreon, you essentially get the song for free. But it's not downloadable. If you want the downloaded version, you have to go to Bandcamp. The song is technically a Bandcamp exclusive for downloads. It won't get released on streaming services. So thank you all so much for being patient and sticking around. Make sure you check out the song, and keep an eye out for the double feature, which will be on Patreon first. I will see you all very soon. Bye, everyone.